What's going on, y'all? Y'all, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's my allergies or my body was telling me I needed to be at rest, so I might sound a little stuffy, but nonetheless, man, we go ahead and push through it. Um, Side note, man, if you was looking for maybe a PG stream, my apologies because you might not get that. You might or you might not. One thing's for sure, man. Uh, yeah, man. I wanted to do something different. Like I said, this is a sports page. Even though we Cowboys, we heavy Cowboys related though, but we talking in sports, man. And the topic at hand is Kyrie Irving. You know, see one thing for sure, man, with Kyrie, right? I admire that he didn't go out when it was time for him to get that jab, right? But this right here, I'm so disappointed. You know, I'm so disappointed, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's like this, right? I think a lot of these athletes should just shut up and play. If you're not gonna go all the way, then don't go all the way. See, I don't want to hear talking about my money. I ain't trying to get my. Well, you should have known that before you opened your mouth to talk about anything. You know what I mean? See, Kyrie should have knew if Kyrie wasn't gonna go all the way with this, then he should have just shut up. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I don't know why he thought that he was gonna have a backing. You know what I'm saying? With Shaq, I heard Shaq was sitting over there trying to be critical of Kyrie. And Shaq showed the movie that he posted in his movie theater. Huh. Very hypocritical of you, Shaq. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of these people, man, I'm trying to keep it PG, y'all. I'm trying to keep it PG, but I think y'all want to see me go ham, man. You know what I'm saying? It goes down like this, right? Look, you know who cut your checks, right? Kanye understood that. Kyrie understands that. Shaq understands that. Charles Barkley understands that, right? So one thing, a lot of these, let's be real, these soft black men don't want to do is speak out and risk. Which, I mean, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But don't act like you standing up. Don't be like Shannon Sharp. Don't be acting like you about to stand up for something. And then when it's time for you to see, you know what I'm saying? When it's time for you to stand on what you standing on, you fold like an omelet. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't fold like a lawn chair when it's time for you to when it's time for you to stand on what you're standing on. And right now, with this Kyrie thing, I can't respect it because if he wasn't gonna go all the way, you should have just shut up and should have played basketball. That's what they want you to do anyway. Just shut up and play. So shut up and play. And then another thing, man, I heard talking about it's a privilege to play professional sports. Let me correct y'all on that. You know what I'm saying? For whoever think that and whoever said that. No. These gentlemen, man, been working their whole life to get to this point. They gave their whole life to get to this point. They did what they had to do. They made the necessary sacrifices. They had the necessary networks. They did the right things to be able to get to this point. No, it ain't a privilege. They took it. They earned it. This was for them. This is a small part. It's a small percent of the population, man, who plays professional sports. And anybody who plays it deserves it. And one thing for sure, it ain't no damn. I think it was Irving that said that. No, it ain't no damn privilege, man. Because Kyrie is the best of the best. When it comes down to getting buckets, Kyrie is the best of the best. When it comes down to handling, he the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? When you think of the top players in the league, how can you not think of Kyrie Irving? When you think of the top bucket getters in the league, how can you not think of Kyrie Irving? Kyrie Irving can drop 40 on any given night, and you telling me that's a privilege? No, it ain't no privilege, because guess what? They making somebody else some money. You know what I mean? They get millions of dollars to play, but don't act like, you know what I'm saying, they not benefiting somebody else. Come on, bro. Let's be real with this. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, and if you know who cut your checks and you don't want to jeopardize that, then you should shut up. So I can't respect what Kyrie done did. You know what I'm saying? Talk, you know what I mean? Want to talk all this righteous stuff. Well, be righteous then. Be righteous then. Stand on what you're standing on. Don't pick and choose when you want to activate your activism. Don't pick and choose. Don't pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this apology, man. Like he Anita Baker or something. Like he Ruben Studdard or something, man.
You know, this has been described as a process to return to the court for you since the suspension was handed down. Can you walk me through kind of what the past couple of weeks have been like and what that process has been like for you?
Yeah, I would love to describe it to you. It was a learning journey, to be honest with you. It was a lot of hurt that needed to be healed, a lot of conversations that needed to be had, and a lot of reflection. And I got a chance to do that with some great people from the Jewish community, from the Black community, from the white community. I've had so many conversations with all of our races and cultures and religious groups of people.
Kyrie down bad. He down bad. I mean, what you did wasn't no hate speech. You know what I'm saying? And where did you get the video from? Where did you get the video from? He ain't saying nothing hateful. You know what I'm saying? They said, man, you gotta do this and this and that. We don't like. See you ours, boy. You ours, boy. You gotta do this and this and that. If you ever want to think you want to dribble that ball again, you gotta do this, or you can't play ball no more. Cause we cut your check. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, man. That's what I say, man. You can't, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, anybody that I talk to, I'm like, man, you can't be relying on nobody, man, to go get it. Because if you're relying on somebody to pay you, anything that can happen, it can be cut off. You know what I'm saying? See, if Kyrie was going to do this and he wanted to go all the way, he should have known, bam, I might not ever play again. I moved to do this, though, but I might not ever play again. So if I was to never play again, am I financially good? Because you know they're going to try to go all the way on me. Am I financially good? Damn, I'm not financially good. I'm going to go ahead and keep my mouth shut. Just like everybody else is doing, keeping their mouth shut. They get mad at LeBron. LeBron for what? LeBron like the way that the LeBron moving, LeBron like that. LeBron ain't pissing nobody off. LeBron. LeBron getting to that paper. LeBron doing big things. So you think that LeBron gonna sit over there and speak out on something like this and jeopardize what he want right now and jeopardizing what he want in the future? You think he gonna do that? Nah. You see, a lot of these people, see, y'all can't cry, but then again, you can look at it like this. You can't cry about Kyrie Irving doing what he did, and y'all ain't gonna speak out because y'all scared to speak out because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people working 9 to 5 and they know. And they know. If I speak out, if I do this, I don't do that, he gonna fire me. And y'all know who employ y'all. So y'all wouldn't do it if y'all was in Kyrie's position. Y'all don't even do it now. because y'all scared of the consequences. So that you can't be mad at him. My only thing with Kyrie is, man, I don't expect for none of y'all to speak out. But if you're going to do it, then go all the way. Now you look like a damn fool out here apologizing for something that you shouldn't even be apologizing for because you ain't even do nothing wrong. Come on.
Trying to better find perspective on how we live a more harmonious life. I'm a man who stands for peace. I don't condone any hate speech or any prejudice. And I don't want to be in a position where I'm being misunderstood on where I stand in terms of anti-Semitism or any hate for that matter for anybody in this world. So the process over the last few weeks was just a lot of conversations. I don't want to get too deep into the details of those conversations, but they were very moving, very impactful. And it helped me become more aware of the repair that needed to be done, the healing that needs to be done still. So here I am just really acknowledging the fact that it hasn't been easy. Some of it has been painful, just learning about, the history between different groups of people. And it's given me a greater perspective.
Several people have come out and said on your behalf that they don't believe that you are anti-Semitic or you have any hateful ideation towards Jewish people. But just to clear the air, do you have any hateful ideation towards Jewish people, or are you anti-Semitic?
No, I'm not anti-Semitic. I never have been. I don't have hate in my heart for the Jewish people or anyone that identifies as a Jew. I'm not anti-Jewish or any of that. And it's been difficult to sit at home with my family, with them seeing all of this and having questions. And, the part that hasn't been hard is explaining myself because I know who I am and I know what I represent. But I think the difficult aspect is just processing all this, understanding the power of my voice, the influence I have. I'm no one's idol, but I am a human being that wants to make impact and change. In order to do that, I have to live responsibly and set a greater example for our youth, for my generation and the older generation. So I just think I really want to focus on the hurt that I caused or the impact that I made within the Jewish community, putting some type of threat or assumed threat on the Jewish community. I just want to apologize deeply for all my actions throughout the time that it's been since the post was first put up. I've had a lot of time to think, but my focus initially, if I could do it over, would be to heal and repair, a lot of my close relationships with my Jewish relatives, brothers and sisters. My journey is very unique. I grew up in a big melting pot full of different races, cultures, and religions of people. So a lot of these conversations about anti-Semitism or anti-Blackness or anti-whiteness or any anti that goes against a specific group of people, within my household, we used to talk about it. And I grew up with, all walks of life. And that's why I'm able to sit here and say I embrace all walks of life, because I've had some experiences throughout this journey where it's tested my faith. It's tested my heart. And I've always tried to stand up for what I believe in and stand up for those that I feel like are being prejudiced against or, being discriminated against. I don't want to say prejudice, just being discriminated against based on their skin color or religion. So I stand with all my brothers and sisters that are really doing the things necessary to bring harmony and peace to our world. So that's where I sit, in right now in this present space is just, I'm very sorry that I had to be used as, some sort of example of what not to do when it comes to, dealing with all of this. So I just want to deal with it better right now and just say that I'm I'm sorry to not only the Jewish community, but to my family members and to my relatives, because they know I stand for something bigger, and I'm grateful now I get to explain myself.
And just going back to the initial post, because I'm not sure if you've been asked this, your intent, like, what did you want to share with your followers, your audience? What was your intent with the initial post?
Well, number one, I meant no harm. I didn't want to, be put in a position where I'm against any community. And like I said, during the press conference after one of the games, I just went to look up my name, Kyrie, which also translates in Hebrew to Yahweh, or YHWH. And I wanted to share the link with all those that were also on the same journey and search for their heritage as I am on. The unfortunate aspect in that 3-hour documentary is the anti-Semitic remarks, in terms of generalizing Jewish people. I believe that was unfair. And that wasn't the aspect of the post that I wanted the focus to be on. The initial post was supposed to be for all those that were searching for more information, more history, and are able to interpret it in a way, where they see it as progressive and they learn something from it. Again, this was just a post. There was no context I put into it. I was just watching the video to learn more about my heritage, do a deeper dive into who I am. And unfortunately, in that process, I hurt some people, and I'm sorry for that. But the search for what tribe I belong to, where I come from, is ongoing, and I'm continuing this search with God. And wherever I'm placed, I believe that that's where I'm supposed to be. But I had to go through this to truly understand my power and the position I sit in, and understand that, some things are meant to be explained, and I should have done that. Instead of being in this position now where there are a bunch of assumptions and questions on what I meant and how I wanted it to be portrayed. It wasn't a promotion. It wasn't something that I was advocating for in terms of the anti-Semitic remarks. Just majority of the documentary was speaking on the lost tribes of our world, Black people specifically, and dealing with other races that are also searching for their history. So it's a longer question. I don't want to get too long-winded here, but mainly I just want to talk about the progression that I've made, and also sitting in this unique position of bringing people together. So that's the mission and purpose that I'm focused on, and that's what God has put on my heart.
You referenced in your apology that you wrote that you hope that this turns into something that becomes an understanding among all people.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like for you? And in this process that you've been through the past couple of weeks, what have you learned about getting towards that?
Well, I've learned over the last few weeks that, speaking openly about religion or culture or race, it's got to be a safe space where everyone can speak openly and they're not judged harshly or unfairly or unjustly. I believe as human beings, we all have different beliefs, but there's one universal true God that we all serve. And in order to do that, sometimes you have to go into some uncomfortable situations to really understand why you're there. And for me, that's the position I felt like I was in. The dialogue was a great start. But the reality is that our actions as human beings, and my actions, are going to have to speak louder, because there is a level of hurt and pain that a lot of communities feel for not being recognized for a lot of their history and a lot of their cultural achievements and accomplishments. And because of that, there is a pride that they feel, that I feel, that it should be represented the right way. And there shouldn't be a fear or a second thought that comes, with this. It's just standing up for the right things, making sure that you're standing up with everyone. But specifically in this case, this is the Jewish community that we're recognizing, because, this conversation wasn't easy. because there's a lot of things that are unresolved, and I can't be the only person that resolves them. So I'm just joining a collective effort, a collective community, a commune of people that really want to see the world in a more accepting way, in a more liberating way, in a freeing way, I'll say, in terms of being able to be proud of who you are without feeling like you're dismissing others. So I'm just grateful that I got an opportunity to do this over these last few weeks. Obviously, I didn't want to be away from my teammates of the game or from work, but I'm grateful that I was utilized as a beacon to start this dialogue and start these conversations so we can move our world forward. But again, this isn't a solo act. This is
Nigga, you was utilized as a beacon, bruh. They ain't gonna encourage nobody to speak out. That's gonna be like, dang, man, they got you to fall, man. Just what did they do to get you to fall? I remember when you ain't sit over there, man, and take that jab. Now they got you apologizing, man, like you Ruben stuttered. Nah, they ain't gonna encourage nobody to speak up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no dialogue, man. We know who runs stuff. We know who run him. He ain't even a piece to the puzzle. Come on, bro.
it's going to be a community effort, and I'm going to need everybody at home to help.
The people who've been hurt by the post and then over the past couple of weeks, I think that maybe some of those people, if they're hearing your apology, they're appreciating it, but maybe they're wondering initially why you chose not to unequivocally kind of denounce the anti-Jewish material in the film and to state plainly that you are not anti-Semitic. What was the thought process there in those initial press conferences to not do that?
Yeah, well, I'm grateful you asked that, because I can only speak to my experience of growing up in West Orange, New Jersey, in Jersey in general, New York. It is a melting pot full of different religious backgrounds, races, and cultures. And I grew up around Jewish people. I grew up around, different white people that identify as their own heritage, and I've identified as my own heritage. And within all that, as a kid, I really picked up early on that we are really legitimately one human race, and it is our job as human beings to protect one another. And I felt like I was protecting the truth initially. After the post came out and the press conference happened, I felt like I was protecting the truth. But all in all, I felt like I was protecting my character, and I reacted out of, just pure defense and just hurt that I could be labeled, or I thought that I was being labeled as anti-Semitic or anti-Jewish, and I felt like that was just so disrespectful to ask me whether or not I was anti-Semitic or not. Now, to the outside world, it may have been seen as a simple yes or no, which rightfully so, it should have been no. I'm not anti-Semitic. No, I'm not anti-Jewish. I am a person that believes that we all should have equal opportunities, and that we should all shower each other with love, and that should be at the forefront.
Bro, we know you ain't anti-Semitic, but we also know, you know what I'm saying, you don't run nothing. So that's why you're making this apology the way that you are right now. You know what I'm saying? Because what they probably did was they probably dig deep on you other than basketball, man. They was getting ready to affect you probably deeper than basketball. So that's why you apologizing right now, man. You know what I'm saying? If we just being real, you know what I mean? Hey, the love for the game, man. I ain't mad at it though, you know what I'm saying? But as a man though, right? You gotta stand for something, man. Cause it just looked bad on you, bro. It looked bad on you to speak on something, to try to stand on something, and then go ahead and backtrack, you know what I'm saying? Because they apply that pressure on you, man. As a man, and especially in sports, man, what you got to do, man? Withstand pressure, man. You got to, you know what I mean? You got to fight through adversity, man. And if you ain't want to go ahead and fight through adversity, you probably should have thought before you spoke. But evidently, you didn't do that. Evidently, man, you thought that it was probably going to be just a little bit different. You thought it was going to be the same outcome as it was, man, when you didn't take that jab, man. But hey, Guess she was wrong.
But it wasn't in that initial conversation, and I take my accountability, and I want to apologize for that because it came off the wrong way completely. What I was really getting at was, how can I be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from? That statement itself was just referring back to my childhood and all the relatives and friends that I have made and that I will continue to get to know on a deeper level. They're Jewish. Some of them are Jewish. Some of them are not Jewish. But I felt like that didn't matter. And because I felt like it didn't matter in that moment, it came off the wrong way. So I'm glad that I could clean that up right now. It's, unfortunate that was taken the wrong way and taken out of context. But I really just wanted to focus on, how I can become better from that, because, there were some statements that were used that I don't necessarily feel like are a true representation of me and what I stand for. And it's just now I'm in this space to be able to say, hey, I know that I could have handled that better. I did not mean to send any hurt or threats or impact or harm the Jewish community or anyone in it. My intent was just to say I'm proud of who I am, and I am a leader in my own right. But I also know that in order to be a leader, you have to embrace others' strengths and weaknesses, faults, flaws, beauty. And I wish I got a chance to do that in that moment because I embrace everyone. So, this is something that I'm still going to have the opportunity. I'm still going to have the opportunity to work through that press conference moment or the other press conference moment. But I'll say that I should have just answered the questions and just moved on, and just kept, the conversation centered on me embracing all walks of life and having love for our world.
And you've made that clear several times that you embrace everyone and have love for everyone. And you, again, have said that you hope that this can ultimately be something that leads to a deeper understanding among everyone. What do you see as your role in getting there, and what are some of the things that you plan to partake in, or just what are some of the things that you would like to do or say going forward to help that process?
Well, I just want to turn this crisis into a positive moment for all of us. But more or less, I use this as a positive moment, a lightful moment, enlightening moment for myself, because I did not realize how much impact that it would cause posting the link. And I honestly am guilty of not knowing how powerful my platforms are. And because of that, there was just some more or less misinterpretations or misunderstandings that took place. And I think that those misunderstandings don't just happen within the sports media space or in the space that I'm in, but I think it happens all around the world. And I just want to give a safe space for all those that want to see a peaceful world and a harmonious world, the opportunity to speak openly without feeling the judgment of being harshly criticized or being canceled. In today's world, I feel like we can criticize a lot, but there's only a few things where we have to stay away from, and it's not something that I'm used to, because again, in my childhood and in my household, I have such a great representation of all races and all religions and all people. So these conversations are just normal. They're normalized in my household. We talk about everything. There isn't anything off the table. We don't judge one another. And I assume that, at this point, I had to learn that society just doesn't work that way, or they're not ready to work that way in general. But I'm creating a space in order to do that. In the movement is just being started, I believe. There's a oneness that I feel with all those around me, and I just want to continue to build on that.
And Kyrie, you referenced just your upbringing, and you being from West Orange, New Jersey, you've been around people of all ethnicities, and being from Rockland County myself, I'm similar area, so I know the demographics. The people that you had grown up with that are Jewish, was it a process for you in the aftermath of this to speak to them, and if they were hurt at all, what was that process like? And I guess also, would you have a message generally to the Jewish community?
Yeah, my message to the Jewish community, to my Jewish relatives, my Jewish brothers and sisters, is we are more alike than we realize. We have similar struggles, and I can acknowledge those. We have so much connectivity, between our cultures, and I would just like that to continue. I would just like to focus on the light that we share with one another. Taking care of our families, and this goes for everyone. This isn't, specific to just one people, but specifically we're talking about the Jewish community here. I feel like we can bridge a lot more gaps in our society together. And the reason why I say we can bridge a lot more gaps, because it's been done in my life already. I'm a walking testament to that, of relationships that are built on trust, love, within the Black and Jewish community. My AAU coach, Sandy Pionin, is Jewish. I went to school at Duke. There was a great community of Jewish men and women there. And then now being in the NBA, being close friends with a lot of people that are an instrumental part to the success of our industry and our brand. And they've helped me along the way. They were part of my life, and they still are. So again, this was hurtful for me, just from the standpoint of being labeled anti-Semitic, and I reacted defensively. But I would say that if you got to know me a little bit more, which I would love to use this opportunity, to do that, just give you an inside look at Kai. I think a lot of people know Kyrie Irving and know the baseline story or the surface story, but me as Kai, as I know myself, I grew up around Jewish members of the community, and it's never been anything less than love and embracing and warm invites into our homes. So this is nothing new to me. In terms of keeping an open dialogue within the Jewish community, it's just unfortunate that the circumstances that we're under put me in a position where I felt like I had to defend me and my family, rather than just focusing on how continuing to progress these relationships, whether they're Jewish or Black or white. I just care about people. And when I hurt someone, I do want to take my accountability and responsibility and say that I'll do better.
He down bad. Kyrie down bad, man. You know what I'm saying? That apology was repetitive and it was forced. He down bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, they must have really been on him, man. Like, hey, man, look, if you ever want to go ahead and play basketball again, you might want to go ahead and get that apology. You might want to back down from the stance. Man, they took that man will. Man, when you take a man's will and have him concede to defeat, because right now that was a defeated man. A man who have fought through all kind of adversity in his career. But he was defeated in this manner. He down bad. Be down bad. See, sometimes, man, look, man, I was always taught, if you're going to do something, then go all the way with it. Go 100%. Go hard or go home. If not, then don't do it. And that's exactly what Kyrie should have practiced in this case. If you're gonna do that and you're gonna speak on that, go all the way with it. You had to know, bro, that there was gonna be a problem with that. You had to know that. They don't want y'all to go ahead, man, and speak up. They don't want y'all to speak. They don't want y'all to say anything. They just want you to shut up and play basketball. And quite frankly, a lot of the stances that they be taking, and when they speak on matters such as this, a lot of them should shut up and play basketball because they sound dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? Shaq sound dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Shaq gonna sit over there and side with the people who out there cutting his check. You see, one thing I can't respect about Shaq is, right? Shaq had that little tough guy image, right? Shaq wanted to go ahead and have some type of affiliation with the streets, right? Right? He wanted to go ahead and put that out in the NBA, right? But when it comes down to matters like this, though, he's soft as hell. You know what I'm saying? He's soft as hell. He ain't gonna speak up. Like I said, man, they know who really boss. They know who really boss. So they can do that tough guy act, just like Kendrick Perkins and all them. They can do all that tough guy act, but they know who really boss. They know who really runs stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't gonna go all the way, then shut up. It's as simple as that. Like I said, I respect that Kyrie went all the way with the jab. That was respectable, but I would have thought, because he knew the consequences of that, and he was willing to pay the price for that. But like I said, man, with this one, I'm pretty sure that they were digging in some things, man, and it was going to affect his life in ways, man, where he didn't really want to pay the price. That's why he gave you this repetitive apology, man. You know what I'm saying? We know good and well that's not how he felt. We know good and well he chose to avoid to say certain things because that's not how he really felt. You know what I'm saying? See, but as I go back in my closing, if you ain't gonna go all the way, then shut up. And a lot of the times, man, all the people, you know what I'm saying, these athletes, especially these colored athletes, man, that want to go ahead and speak up for certain things, if you ain't gonna go all the way, then shut up. I see Jaylen Brown trying to go ahead and do some things. Jaylen Brown, man, he, you know what I'm saying, he you know, he want to play that See, they want to play that, him and McCollum, they want to play that surface level hero. You know what I'm saying? They ain't say, man, hey, man, what you did was cool. You feel me? You ain't got to do all that. We're going to bring it back. Nah, they made a compromise. Hey, you got to do this. You got to apologize. You ain't got to do everything on the list. But one thing's for sure is you got to make a public apology. And then you can go ahead and come back, man. So ain't nobody trying to hear about what they standing on, man. See, a lot of these little fake activists, man, they just do that for the internet, man. They just do that for the internet. They just do that for the internet. It sound good to the public eye, you know what I'm saying? It sound good to us, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he really care about a certain community. Oh, man, I admire that. Hell nah, man. You know what I'm saying? They do all that, man. Everything that they do is business related. And with Shaq shutting up, Shannon shutting up, Charles shutting up, Kareem, oh, don't get me started on Kareem. Man, that's one thing. Hey, I can't stand Kareem. You know what I'm saying? And he tanked it. I don't care what they say. Ain't nobody trying to hear about that old time religious speech that he want to sit over there and give, man. I can't stand Kareem. Talk about, and then I say somebody made a statement talking about he paved the way. Paved the way for what? He ain't paved no damn way. He was just good at basketball. What he paved the way for? You know what I'm saying? What he paved the way for? Like there wasn't somebody before him. Kareem does what Kareem got an agenda. Get mad at him because he talking about he's selfish because he didn't want to take the jab. How a man selfish because he didn't want to put something in his body? That's his body. That's something that he got to live with. You don't know what that thing do to your body, and he's selfish because he don't want to go ahead and put the team first. Basketball is temporary, but your life, you got to live with. You got to live with your body. You got to live with your life every single day. There's going to come a time where basketball is going to be done. And then what? So what if you living with the effects of the jab? Then what? You did all that to play basketball? He didn't want to do that because he said his life means more than the team, which it should. Because without your health, what good are you to the team anyway? And if the team was a real teammate, then it shouldn't even encourage me to go ahead and do something that could potentially harm my body. If you was a real teammate, but bump all that teammate stuff, what about being a man, though? What about being a man? Man, I'm a man. You got to respect my decision as a man. And if I want to do this or that, you should respect me not only as a man, but my teammate, though. Somebody hurt the team. I didn't hurt you on the court. I'm standing for something that what I believe in. You should encourage that, teammate. Y'all talk about all this brotherhood, but you see what's really going on with the so-called brotherhood. They want you to go ahead and do that because they want to go ahead and go win for a championship. On your obituary, right? I done played sports. You think they gonna sit over there on my obituary and tell me, man, on me playing football, me playing basketball? You think they gonna do that? No, they gonna be like, they gonna have my full name, the date that I was born, the date that I died, my siblings, my kids that I left behind. They gonna have all that. They gonna talk about the things that matter in life. And playing the game of sports, that shit don't matter. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch, there's millions of people who don't get the opportunity to play professional sports. That's not gonna be on their obituary. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody trying to hear none of that. And quite frankly, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna forget about you anyway. And one thing for sure, you know what I'm saying? People encouraging Kyrie. Oh man, I want you to do that. But like, but my thing is though, if he didn't say nothing, I wouldn't have been mad at that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, man, as a man, you should stand on what you're standing on. They little boy in your ass. Stand on what you stand on. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't going to go all the way, don't go with it at all. You went all the way with it to get to the NBA. So you should do that with everything you do in life. Like I said, man, people getting mad at LeBron for not. You can't get mad at LeBron because he's choosing the bread first. You know what I'm saying? If LeBron speak out, then what? Ain't nothing going to happen. He ain't going to get nothing accomplished. It's going to hurt LeBron in his pockets and in his future endeavors more than it'll help him. So why would LeBron do that? And in this case, man, they took Kyrie's will and his pride is hurt. And they took his will as a man. Look at him. He looked defeated. That loss looked worse than losing a playoff game in the NBA. He looked defeated because they're making you do something that you didn't want to do. They're making you do something that you didn't even believe in. Come on, man. But people like Shaq, Kareem, shut up. Shut up. You talk too damn much anyway. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to sit over there and play that tough guy act, Shaq, then play it all the way. Oh, you only play it when it comes to people that look like you. All right. Yeah, all right. Yeah, man. You got that Montrezl Harrell energy. You know what I'm saying? You got that Montrezl energy. They ought to be ashamed of themselves, man. You know what I'm saying? It just, if it ain't right, yes, let me go ahead and speak against Kyrie because I know that'll make me look good and that'll make my future endeavors look good. And whatever I'm trying to accomplish, because I know if I stand with Kyrie, it's going to affect my pockets because they write my checks. Because they write my checks. Kyrie knew damn well he was going to be alone in this. He knew damn well he was going to be alone in this. You thought like LeBron was going to save you? You thought KD was going to save you? You see what they did to Ime Udoka? Huh? All he did was go ahead and penetrate something in them sheets. That's all he did. Oh, man, you about to be a coach of the Nets? Hell nah. You got to pay the price, man. What you think you about to go ahead and get you another job after that? Hell nah. Hell nah, Ime. For what? For what? Nah, we good. We gonna go ahead and nah. Jacques Vaughn, yeah. You look like the right coach for that. You look like the right coach for that. Yeah, Ime, you ain't getting that. You should have never did that. So Ime must have poked somebody's wife that had some type of meaning over there in that Boston Celtics organization. You know, but then you look at it, that's Ime's fault. You know what I'm saying? You let your lust govern what you done work so hard for. You worked hard to get this opportunity to be a head coach, and you let that whole thing slip away because you was governed by your lust. That's your fault. That's your fault. All these fine ass women out here in the world, man. You want to go ahead and choose somebody in the organization? That's your fault. It ain't nobody's fault but yours. You know what I'm saying? No self-control. See, these people don't stand on it, and they just taking your wheel. Kyrie ain't do nothing but discourage people from wanting to stand up because they like, damn, but they gonna make Kyrie fold. We thought Kyrie was gonna be the one that went all the way, but damn, they made Kyrie fold. Shoot, just think what they'll do to them. Just think what they'll do to them. So nah, man. I just don't respect it though. You know what I mean? I just don't respect it, especially Kareem. Man, Kareem been seemed like he got something against Kyrie. He been doing that. Like, man, come on, Kareem. You tripping, Kareem. You tripping, Kareem. For real. What's going on, Ori? Yeah, man. It's just my thing is, y'all, these basketball players, man, these football players, or whoever, they should have shut up and play. When it's all said and done, they should have shut up and play. Just shut up and play. Because, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that you may feel like you want to say don't matter. You ain't going to go all the way with it because they're going to break you down. So just shut up and play. You know what I'm saying? People speaking uneducated. They are speaking against it. It's their chance to shine. It's their chance to get up in the media and say something. You know what I mean? So regardless if it's ignorant or not, it's their chance to shine. You know what I'm saying? Like that one dude, man, from the Wizards, man. Boy, don't know what he talking about. But it was an opportunity to go ahead and speak against Kyrie because it was his chance to shine. Man, shut up. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these people just take the route of just shutting up. Just shut up. So yeah, man, you can't get mad, you know what I'm saying, at these people, man, because they ain't gonna go ahead and go all the way with nothing anyway. They ain't never did that in their whole life, other than get to the professional sports. But they knew who controlled that too. You know what I'm saying? You could tell, man, what sacrifices are they really gonna make, man? They talking about, I'm gonna do this for my people. And that's one thing with Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp pick and choose too. He needs to shut up too. Talking about setting an example. But you got a cigar and Hennessy, man, on the table, man, doing a sports. Man, how is that an example for the youth? You out there encouraging them to put destruction in their body. Come on, bro. But you talking about you an example. Man, if you don't shut up, you know what I'm saying? The truth, when it comes down to stuff like this, man, you see people's true colors, man, whether they're going to stand on something or not, and how they really feel about you. Let some adversity come on. They're gonna show you how they really feel about you. You know what I'm saying? And one thing's for sure, Kyrie, even though Kyrie should have known, this is what they'll do to you. Not how you already know how you should have been knew how they felt about you. Now look at what they gonna do to you. I can't wait for the book or something to come out on what really happened. Because, man, forget the Kyrie to apologize like this after you done went all the way with the jab. Boy, they must have been getting ready to, man, they was ready to dig into something, man, that you did not want to deal with. You did not want no smoke. Whatever they was getting ready to do to you, you did not want no smoke. All right, Oklahoma. So, man, yeah, man. But we gonna see, man. You know what I'm saying? Because and to be honest with you, it ain't even no guarantee that Kyrie mess around and play. They could be like, you know what? It wasn't good enough. Then what? They put they said, man, when they suspended him, they said 5 games at minimum. They didn't give him the definitive suspension. They said 5 games at minimum. So that could have been 5 games, 6 games, or forever. You got to look at the language on stuff like that, man. They said 5 games at minimum. And to be honest with you, if what he just did wasn't to their liking, they still be like, hell no, you cannot ball. Because they run you. They know that you want to do something that you didn't work your whole life for, and they know that you ain't going to do nothing to mess it up. So, yeah, man, you better do what the hell I say, or you ain't gonna be able to play basketball no more. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Do what I say, or you will not play. You better run, jump, you better dribble that ball, man. You better go ahead and put them fans in the seats. Kyrie put fans in them seats. But hold up, before we go ahead and put fans in them seats, man, you need to do what I say, boy. You need to do what I say, boy. Do what I say, boy. And then go ahead and run, jump, man. Put that ball in the back. Go ahead, go give me 30 points, boy. Go ahead, give me that win, boy. Go ahead, give me that win, boy. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I just wanted to touch on this thing briefly, man. I'm about to get back up in here, man. Watch my Oklahoma Sooners, man, and relax, man, and recover, man. You know, we get ready to. I'm ready to probably. Yeah, I'll probably drop this Dak Prescott video tonight, man. Yeah, I was going ham on a little bit on Dak Prescott, so I'll be dropping that tonight, man. But I appreciate for those of y'all who came up in here, man, to come fellowship with me, man. And from now on, y'all, I did say, man, I'm gonna cover anything sports related. So, like I said, even though we a heavy Dallas Cowboys channel, man, we're gonna cover topics more like this more often. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Y'all I hope y'all can give me some feedback, man. Let me know how y'all like it, man. And even if y'all got something in the future that y'all want me to cover, tap in, man. Put it in, man. I'll cover it, man. Cause I appreciate y'all, man. But one love, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. And we up out of here.